National Customer Rage Survey is out, and it shows people are not happy. The study shows we're encountering more problems with companies' products and services than ever before, and a higher proportion of people are turning to revenge as a response. The Better Business Bureau's Dale Dixon joins us now to share ideas on how to keep a problem with a business from getting much worse. Dale, good morning to you.
Good morning.
We just want to point out you're not driving, you're stopped, so we'll throw that out there just for safety, right?
Yeah, it's this new world we live in, and I get to be in the truck to have this interview, so I'm really grateful that I've got the opportunity, but I am pulled over and parked in a parking lot.
Okay, good to hear. Thanks for just ensuring that right there. Second,
Yeah.
The National Customer Rage Survey, what exactly is that?
I know. I did the same thing. So it comes out of a business school in Arizona, and they have been partnering with a private firm to do this research since 1976. And they go out and they interview 1,000 people every few years, and they ask them about their experience with products and services. The numbers this year are really surprising in that 75% of those 1,000 people said that they've had a problem with a product or service when they bought it from a company. They started this survey back in 1976. That number was only about 32%. So this significant rise in the last 40 years. Now, here's where you alluded to this. 9% of those people who've had a problem with a product or service in the last year have decided to opt for revenge. That's public shaming, calling a company out, or actually posting on social media, hey, I bought this product or service, I'm having a problem with it. The last time they did this survey was in 2020. 3% of people were public shaming. This year, 9%, so triple the number of people.
Yeah, I got you. And that makes sense considering so many consumers can really feel helpless or voiceless, really, when it comes to not getting the services or products they originally intended to get. So with that being said, what should a customer do if he or she has a problem with a product or service, and how should a business respond?
Better Business Bureau always recommends that you go straight to the business first. And so these rules really apply for both sides. And there's really just three things to focus on. Number one, collect evidence. So the business needs to keep evidence of the promises made, the product delivered. The customer needs to keep evidence, and think about as simple as a photo on your phone, a receipt, those types of simple things. But collect that evidence and keep that evidence and share that evidence with the business, and try to work it out with the business first. Be honest through the process, be really honest. And then the third point is to be factual. And when I say be factual, I mean take the emotion out of it. So what we see from Better Business Bureau perspective often is people will say, this business scammed me. Well, that's not honest, and it's not factual in a number of cases. This is not a fraud case. This is, there was a breakdown in communication. Product or service wasn't delivered as promised. Most of the time, the business wants to fix it, wants to make it right. But when we start out emotional, then people tend to dig in their heels and not want to work with you. So that's why it's really important. Collect that evidence, be honest through the process, and stick to the facts, and don't be emotional.
Okay, gotcha. That all makes sense. So what if all of that doesn't work? Then what?
And we see that happen too, and that's where Better Business Bureau comes into play. So BBB is all about helping businesses be the best they can, honest and ethical businesses. But also we realize that there's going to be a breakdown in communication sometimes, and we'll step in and help resolve those disputes. So turn to Better Business Bureau. We've got a really robust, we call it a dispute resolution service that will walk people through. And we'd ask that both the customer and the business be responsive through this process. We collect the stories from both sides and really provide a platform for that non-emotional communication between the customer and the business, and be willing to negotiate through this process and realize that there are multiple sides to every story, but work the process. It works for a lot of people.
Gotcha. Great tips there for something that's very common nowadays, I would sure say. All right, Dale, for anybody else that wants any information, where can they go?
We'd love to have you visit us at bbb.org. You'll find the dispute resolution services there, and a number of resources on how to be a smart, safe consumer.
All right, Dale Dixon with the Better Business Bureau. Thanks for your time and the great tips.
You bet.